Thank you, and it's good to be with so many friends here. And I actually told Dr. O'Donnell this evening that I nearly transferred into Christendom from Holy Cross, and it turns out I didn't need to transfer in the end, so I remained there. But it had nothing to do with the fact that Christendom at that time was still just living in a motel and had like a broom closet for a chapel, something like that, you know. But I remember back then, so this is 1990, you know, looking at Christendom and admiring and even envying what was going on there, because, as you noted, I was with the Jesuits. I'm very honored by this award. As I emailed to Dr. O'Donnell when he invited me to offered this to me, I guess. I don't feel like I deserve this, but I guess you're not supposed to feel like you deserve awards, right? The response shouldn't be, well, it's about time. I'd just like to say a couple words about St. Thomas More. There's the famous Chesterton quote, and I don't know it offhand, but it's to the effect that the importance of St. Thomas More, and Chesterton's writing 100 years ago. He says he's more important today than he's ever been, but he will be even more important in, I think he says, 100 years. And that's most conspicuous in St. Thomas More's defense of the church's freedom, and which comes to us as religious liberty. That's how we speak of it today. And really for him, it was the church's right to proclaim the gospel. And so that's a great witness. His learning, his study of the church fathers, his defense of the faith against Protestantism, his wit, and he was known across Europe as being a very witty man, very bright, and of course that was shown in extremis, if you will, as he went up to the scaffold. And I hope that most, if not all of you, know the story that as while he was in the Tower of London, his health had declined and he had trouble ascending the steps to get up to the scaffold. And he asked the executioner for help and said, could you help me up? I won't be needing help on the way down. And then as he placed his head on the block, he very carefully made sure that the beard that he had grown in the tower, which he's quite proud of apparently, was not on the block. And he said, please spare the beard, it has not done anything wrong. This is more than just a man who's kind of a smart aleck, more than just a man who's got a quick wit. I think this is the fruit of the faith, which is the capacity to look at the most dire circumstances, even to look at death, and to do so joyfully, and to do so with the winsomeness that he had. And but most of all, and I'll close with this point, is that what's most intriguing about St. Thomas More, in my opinion, is that he never spoke out against Henry VIII until he was already convicted, until he was already sentenced to death for treason. He simply retired from public life, and he never spoke out. And it drove the king crazy, because Thomas More was a man of great integrity, and more importantly, he was known to be a man of great integrity. He was known throughout Europe as a man of great integrity, and his silence on the question of the king's marriage was deafening, and it was an aggravation to the king. And it was because of that witness of his life that the king was so frustrated with him and sought that testimony, which when he did not receive it, he executed More. I think that's a great lesson for us, is the witness of our lives. Some of us have the responsibility, I'm thinking of especially the clerics here present, some of us have the responsibility to speak out and to speak out boldly, but not all of us have that role, that opportunity, or that capacity. But we all do have the capacity and the duty to give witness to the truth and to the church by our lives, by that integrity, that holiness of life that can speak volumes and can witness to the truth of the gospel and the dignity and glory of Mother Church. Thank you so much. God bless.